Imagine standing before a large fresco that tells a story of profound sorrow, human frailty, and the loss of innocence. The scene unfolds as if you are witnessing a moment frozen in time, painted with a palette that balances between soft, earthly tones and the stark contrast of light and shadow. In the center of the painting, two figures dominate the composition: Adam and Eve. They are depicted in the very act of being expelled from the Garden of Eden. Their bodies are almost life-sized, creating an imposing presence that draws you into their tragic plight. Adam, to the left, is shown in a powerful stance, his muscular body slightly hunched as he covers his face with both hands. His posture speaks volumes of his anguish and shame, as if he cannot bear to look upon the world outside the paradise he has lost. The details in his form convey strength, yet his bowed head and tense muscles suggest the weight of his guilt and despair. Eve, on the right, mirrors Adam's sorrow but in a distinctly feminine way. Her body is slender, and her long, flowing hair cascades down her back. Unlike Adam, who hides his face, Eve's head is tilted upwards, her mouth open in a silent cry of pain and disbelief. Her hands are raised, one covering her chest as if to protect herself, the other extended outward as if pleading for mercy. There is a haunting vulnerability in her expression, her eyes wide with shock and sorrow. The way her body twists, almost in a dance of agony, reflects her deep emotional turmoil. Above them, to the right, hovers a menacing figure, an angel sent by God to enforce their expulsion. The angel is painted with sharp, defined lines that contrast with the softness of Adam and Eve's forms. He wields a sword, its blade glinting with divine light, symbolizing the irreversible judgment being carried out. The angel's face is stern, devoid of emotion, as if carrying out a duty without hesitation. His wings, though delicate and feathered, seem to beat with an unyielding force, pushing the first humans out of Eden. The background of the painting adds to the emotional weight of the scene. On one side, where Adam and Eve are exiting, the colors are dark and barren, reflecting the desolate world they are about to enter. The ground is rocky, the landscape empty, a harsh reminder of the life of toil and suffering that awaits them. On the other side, barely visible as the gate to Eden closes behind them, the garden is a faint but lush memory, filled with soft greens and warm sunlight. This contrast between the two worlds, paradise lost and the cold reality ahead, intensifies the tragedy of their expulsion. What strikes you most is the rawness of the emotions captured in this painting. The deep sorrow, the shame, the sense of loss. It is all conveyed not just through the faces of Adam and Eve, but through every line and curve of their bodies. You can almost feel the heaviness of the air, the finality of the moment as they step away from divine grace. The angel's stern presence adds a layer of inevitability to their fate, as if to say that this was always meant to happen, a part of the divine plan. Masaccio's use of light and shadow further enhances the mood. The light seems to fall harshly on Adam and Eve, casting deep shadows that accentuate their suffering. It's as if the light itself is judgmental, unmerciful, highlighting every inch of their shame and despair. Yet, there's also a softness to the light in the background, a reminder of the paradise they once knew but can no longer return to. This painting is not just a depiction of a biblical story, it's a powerful exploration of human emotion. As you imagine standing before it, you can almost hear the echo of Eve's cry, feel the weight of Adam's shame, and sense the finality of the angel's judgment. It's a moment of profound sadness and irreversible loss, captured with such emotional depth that it transcends time, making you feel as if you are right there with them, sharing in their pain.